See how many repeats we get this week. So.
Wow.
There ain't much left out in the world, pal.
No, proper nouns. Yeah, you got them all.
Yeah. All right, let's start with the band Korn with a K.
Corn. It's sweet. I like it sweet corn.
Nice.
I heard they named it after the band because they all live in Iowa where corn is made. Is that true?
Is that a shoot?
No.
All right.
Jeffrey?
He had me going.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about
Jeffrey!
that. I'll tell you this. Korn is probably the worst band name you could ever fucking come up with.
Yeah.
And I heard that they named it after because they spell it wrong or whatever.
Yes, K.
It's something. It has something to do with Winnie the Pooh.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
heard
know
that at
anything
some
about
point.
them, so I have no idea if that be true or not. Vin,
They're
any
like
thoughts on
that.
them?
I think they're like that rap metal-y thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
I'm not interested.
Their very first album that was like 95, there were some joints I liked on there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was like super dirty,
Yeah.
production-wise. It was heavy. Not the rap metal gimmick on there. And then I don't even... Go ahead.
Did they start out doing the rap metal gimmick, or is that something that kind of came along later?
I think it came along later. They were the reason I was exposed. They were on a label called Immortal, and Immortal was putting out like indie rap acts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a strange connection. So I kind of heard it through that. I knew it wasn't rap, but I was like, I'll check it. Maybe with the heads of Immortal are like me. Maybe like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there was some stuff I liked on there. My man Q is like real close with those dudes.
Yeah.
And he has like nothing but good things to say about them. I'm not a fan of anything post what I heard there, but I have no reason to bury them or anything. You know, I never heard like horror stories. You know what I mean? I just heard they're good, really good dudes and stuff.
I don't know anything about them. I never listened to them. I don't know. Didn't know anything about them. Pablo, the Eurythmics.
That's talk to you, honey. Ha. Is that the Eurythmics?
He's so
I don't know if that's a
tone
song
deaf.
or
I
not.
don't know what that is.
Was that an actual song, or were you
Gavin's laughing. That means he knows.
With Annie Lennox?
Annie Lennox was half of Eurythmics.
She's more than half. There's her, the facial hair dude,
two people.
and there was got to be a band behind them.
No, man.
No, that dude did
That was
everything.
it?
Yeah.
I take it back then.
And I saw a thing recently on them. It was just like a 5 or 10 minute thing talking about how they started, but like he literally did all that computer shit in a bedroom on like
The Casio 900 or whatever.
no, like the most primitive computer, not even using instruments. Like he sort of pioneered that whole using computers
That's
to
crazy.
not just record music, but to make it. And what he didn't have available, he built in like a bedroom. And I think she said like their first album that's how the entire thing was created. He would make up wacky shit. She'd come into the room and sing over it, and that was it. That was the one that blew them up. Jeff, Eurythmics?
I just saw the video for not the big song.
Here comes the
No,
rain.
Who's That Girl?
Oh, yeah,
that's-
I love that song.
The video's wacky, man. There's all kinds of like cross dressing and like craziness going on that I
remember
didn't
the
realize
video.
at the time.
This is it in this gimmick you're watching a lot
Yeah,
of.
the
I gotta
classic
get-
MTV.
I gotta
thing.
get on
Yeah.
this.
So wrapped up
Just
in
text
it.
me next time you're watching it so I
Okay,
can fucking
yeah.
remember because I
Yeah.
won't any other way.
Yeah.
When you get into that, when they do the I Want My 80s block, and it's just
Yeah.
early 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about.
So good. And the metal one's good too.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier before you came over, and he was playing music, and like ZZ Top came up like 9 times. And I love ZZ Top.
Fucking A.
And I was just telling him, like, one of their rock blocks on the MTV Classic, they did like the trilogy of the like the Hot Legs girls and the red car. And I was watching it, and Sean cannot wrap her head around why I watch these videos.
Okay.
And it's to the point where I don't even hear the song. I'm so fascinated
With the visuals.
and so I'm like, no, you don't understand. Look at this story.
Yeah.
That's the hero. but he doesn't have money and he doesn't have a fancy car. So the girl he wants is ignoring him for the rich guy. We know he's a jerk, and she's going to throw a drink in his face. And it's
Wow,
so wrapped up.
you're
into
wrapped
it.
up, man.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. But
Neither do I, but
So
I enjoyed it.
the Eurythmics.
David A. Stewart, man, fucking genius.
Absolutely.
Genius. I know he had to put the A in his name is like on some Michael J. Fox shit because
Yeah.
no, it was just like Mad Dave Stewart's, Mad
Sure.
David Stewart's, especially out of Britain. That dude's like next level genius. Annie Lennox, punk rock as fuck. Annie Lennox rules.
That amazing operatic voice of
Yeah,
hers.
man. She conducted herself punk rock the whole time,
Yeah.
like in terms of women in music and rock or whatever, or pop music, and like in the era of Madonna and the sexual, exploitation and shit. She was like, I'm mad pretty with a shaved head, and
Yeah.
I'm doing it this way. Her attitude was punk rock, whether their music was, obviously not, but.
Yeah, she, like you said, she was in the middle of that style over substance
Sure,
kind of
sure,
deal,
yeah.
and she was the exact
They're
op-
like
Well,
so talented.
Yeah.
Both of them.
but they did kind of like create this entire style. that,
Oh,
like-
sure.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Pablo, Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, my man. My idol growing up. I was him for Halloween one year.
I did not know this. Is there pictures?
I have to ask my mom.
Please do.
I mean,
those.
I had the suit and everything.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, I would
Pee
love
Wee
to
Herman.
see that.
Me too.
that was my last like dress up for Halloween before you're too old.
Yeah,
gimmick.
yeah. Before you just
Yeah.
go on and get candy.
Yeah, I was Pee Wee Herman. Loved him.
Jeffrey.
I saw the kids went through a period where they were really into
Nice.
Pee Wee's
Oh,
Playhouse,
as they should.
and watching it now,
Oh, it's a deal.
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty twisted.
Yeah. You remember the ones like he would do one-offs on HBO that was like
Yeah.
a precursor to that?
Yes.
So he could be a little bit more edgy?
Yes. He redid it like 2 years ago.
Did he?
On HBO.
It's really good.
No shit. God bless him. Then?
I have two things to say. And I thought that shit that happened to him was whack.
What, the whacking?
Yeah, I think the whole shit was whack.
In what way?
Like you're whacking off the porn, man. Like have at it.
But in public.
Look,
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm like,
anybody?
if you're gonna pit those theaters out there, then what do you think people are doing?
OG, I feel like you have an opinion on this. I don't know why I feel that, but I just feel like you do.
That
Like
was
a solid one.
that was one of the first, maybe not first, but one of the most publicized celebrity scandal things.
I was in Zipperhead when I heard about that.
When the news broke.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
like shit like that
Like
happens.
someone walked by, like, baby, I was whacking on. Like some punk rocket said, I couldn't have heard that shit right.
That shit kind of happens every day now. That like these kind of like scandal things.
Yeah.
But back then it was, I think it was a bigger deal because of the time. If it happened now, I don't think anybody would give a fuck.
Yeah. Plus, he was huge.
Do you
at the
guys
time.
think it's probably one of those why did I even ask this questions, but do you think a huge part was that he dealt with children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you think if that was fucking Van Damme or something, that
Right.
he would have made?
It would have been like a little blurb.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. You know what I mean?
I thought
Probably.
Whacking off to porn doesn't make you have any connection to hurting children.
Yeah, but the theater thing is what
Yeah.
was the catch
And
on
especially,
I'm just saying, like, I'm not doing that, man. But like, what are you supposed to do? Like, are you there for cinematography or art direction?
What I don't understand is
supposed
like,
to
Why
watch-
didn't Pee Wee Herman have a VCR?
I mean, it's the VCR age.
I think there was something deeper there.
Obviously, there's a whole thing about doing it in public.
Yeah, I
and-
mean, let's be real here.
and,
Wasn't
you know,
there something too where he
was
in
a
his house he
gazillionaire.
had like classy, like questionable child porn or something? Or am I thinking about Michael Jackson? One of them had like it was supposed to be like classy pictures, but it could have been taken as child
it
porn.
was some muddy waters
Yeah,
type
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I
never
don't.
heard that.
You never heard that?
No.
Maybe look it up or something.
And then a friend of a friend, or my brother's friend, was actually his
Are you
assistant.
talking about? You sure you're not talking about Wally from Alf? Caught in the gay crack house by Star Magazine. Hey Wally, I'm gonna suck a cock.
I forgot all about that. Good deal.
And my
He was
brother,
Wally, right?
my brother's friend was his assistant for a while. That could have been like 2 weeks in Hollywood.
Yeah, sure.
And that was like the only thing you couldn't talk about with him was the scandal.
Word.
That was like off limits. Like
yeah.
talk about killing people, have at it.
He Paul Rubens was great in Blow.
Like
Oh, yeah, it
all
was
the little
awesome.
dramatic roles he's
What's
done.
P? Remember the Pablo tapes,
Yes.
the legendary Pablo
Yes.
tapes? What was the movie with Pee Wee where he's the waiter?
Oh, that's Pandemonium.
Yeah.
He kills
that's
it.
a great
He kills it in
Fucking-
that. He kills it in
fucking
that.
horror scene. Man.
That's a great
It is.
movie.
He's a hamburger dude in the Cheech and Chong. I think is where he got his first
Yeah,
break.
yeah. That's
But
like
he kills it in
79 or something.
Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Years ago we had a discussion about the Pablo tapes. Have they been converted to DVD?
They
or
have not been converted.
Do you know where they are
think,
right
yeah,
now?
I mean, I think they're in the super regular vault, but I could be mistaken.
Does that include like the best of the Kids in the Hall tape?
Well, I have the Kids in the Hall on DVD anyway, so
Right, but just the sentimental value.
Yes,
because
yes.
that tape went everywhere.
yes,
It did.
and the Bud Dwyer's on
Yes,
there too. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's
That's the
that apparently gets
centerpiece.
taken off YouTube like every day. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's probably worth something.
That's a shame. Pablo, Keith Richards.
Keith Richards, he's me mate.
Wow. There's an
Surprised he's still alive. Might outlive us all.
yeah, it's
Might.
that's I'm not mad at that at that being his answer.
And he's handsome.
That is a good looking fella. Fuck.
If you like the fire being put out on
Yeah,
your face
with
when
a golf
shoe
cleat.
look, yeah. Jeffrey?
Oh, he's gonna have shit to say.
I don't have much of an opinion of him. I'm a Stones mark, but I'm not. Chuck Berry punched him out once.
True.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have punched him out. And there's an
True.
awesome video on YouTube of
That
the
made it
Stones.
less. That made it less good for me. No, I'm saying, you know
kinda-
that
I mean,
motherfucker that
he's a-
always lips off and gets punched in the face and eats it? Then it's like, it's not.
Right.
There's a great video on YouTube of the Stones playing like during the 80s during the like the stadium tours and
yeah.
some fool jumps up on stage and sort of goes after Mick and Keith clobbers him with his fucking guitar, man.
that's all
Takes
right.
this motherfucker out.
That's all
I
right.
don't hate that.
Yeah.
Vin?
My answer is going to be creative.
Okay.
I fucking hate that band more than anything in the world.
That's not true.
And listen, I'm it's not offer. What is it when you challenge someone? I'm making a challenge. I'm blah, 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 a challenge.
Issuing.
I'm issuing a challenge to Jeffrey Gavin.
Challenge accepted.
I like this.
Because of how dumb we are with technology,
Yes.
I would like you
Yes.
to have Jackie
Okay.
send me a folder
Okay.
of 25 good Rolling Stones songs.
Okay.
And I will revisit this.
Do you want including known songs or no?
Not like massively known.
Okay.
If it was like a minor hit,
Okay.
I'm with it.
I could probably do 25 that you've never heard.
Even better. Because
Okay.
now I'm getting into the point where people I respect very much tell me I'm not. My man Gore-Tex from Nonfiction, huge mark, tells me I'm nuts. You tell me I'm nuts. I don't get it. I don't know what. So that I'm with Pablo. I don't know how that motherfucker's alive.
I'm just going to say I'm very rarely enamored of like the rock star myth, but there's maybe like 4 people that
Sure.
I give it up to.
Sure.
And like Keith is one of those dudes, like living legend. It's an overused thing,
Yeah.
but like if there are living legends in the world, he's like actually one of those people to me. I don't give a fuck about even like I'm not gonna sit here and call him a creative genius or a musical genius or a guitar. It's not even about that.
Yeah.
But his whole persona is the.
Oh no, I know
classic
what you
rock
meant.
star. And I
know-
love it.
Yeah,
like
I know what you meant.
I love these dudes that have like been booting heroin for 1,000 years
Yeah.
and are outliving people who
I'm
like,
not-
have lived healthily and dropped dead at 40.
Yeah, I
and-
don't disagree with that.
So yeah, I've always been a Keith fan. He's a badass. He's Keith fucking Richards.
Wall Street breakdown.